This course is somewhat unusual in the sense that when I've taught it before, the mix of students was about half the number of students on campus and half the number of students online. This class actually has 12 online students and 1 physically present student. And of course, in this seminar, we also are trying out a lot of different technologies.
When we think about online classes, traditional video conferencing technologies are commonly used.
When you are using video conferencing, it's very common to see all these different faces on the screen if you're here in the classroom and not really know where to look. It creates this distance between the speaker who's online and the speakers in the class.
What if we could put online students in the classroom, in a robot? How would their presence change? Innovative video conference technologies and the experience of the design studio bring telepresence to ePET's Pro Seminar for first-year students.
So this semester we decided to try to break down their transactional distance to see if it was easier to connect with an online student through their Kubi robot in their head screen. You could look right there at the student or turn and look at this student to see if it was easier for those of us in the class to connect with those students online.
At first, it really had some challenges.
As the only face-to-face student, Sarah Gretter has perspective beyond the technology.
The class is hybrid and some of the hybrid students already knew each other and I didn't, so kind of this distance between us because I didn't know them and the technology made it, added on to that distance. But as the course evolved and we got to know each other, got to use the technology, we positioned the robots into a semicircle and that transition really helped. It looked more like a natural environment for a classroom and it made me feel more integrated into the class and that was very helpful.
They also want to see if it's easier for online students to connect with those in the classroom.
They can actually turn their head screen, they can move around and listen to someone. But then you have all of these challenges with how to make online students feel engaged, feel a part of the class when their colleagues are physically here.
It takes more brain power to control a robot than it does to just pop onto Zoom and see everyone's faces. There's a lot of things that you're paying attention to.
As far as feeling like I am there, the technology, you can definitely feel that the technology is there. It does go away after you feel like you're comfortable with it, and you feel like you can actually talk to other people there. Part of it may be because we're familiar with each other.
Because I know everyone in the class, or most everyone in the class, I've met them before, that's just one less thing I have to worry about in a way. Like, our relationships are there. And I think when I'm in robot form, I feel more of a presence in the physical space of the classroom, almost like I'm there.
The robot technology itself isn't perfect. It's still new, but the potential to transform classroom interactions is there.
The challenge for me is that I can't see most of the other students' faces because there's so many of us that are virtual participants. So what I see are little robots around the room, and then thank goodness there's people interspersed between those robots.
Well, it's all around, so it is definitely an integral part of the class. It's there. But when you're in the discussion and it's lively, then you kind of forget the technology around you.
The biggest thing has been being willing to try out this unfamiliar territory, knowing that there are going to be technical difficulties along the way. Are people able to hear each other? Or is there too much sound? The online students have to figure out how to move their head screen to actually look at someone. The mobile robot has to figure out how to move around the room.
Being able to move around definitely adds another layer of my presence. I mean, you have to be conscious of it while you're doing it, so you're not running into things and you can kind of rock back and forth. But the thing I like about it is that you can sit where you would like to, similar to a face-to-face classroom.
And using the robots really felt like it was the environment was physically closer to having everybody in the same room at the same time.
When done right, the technology seems to disappear. But what's really exciting is the learning and educational opportunities, breaking new ground.
Well, I think we potentially open up a new avenue for exciting research in online learning and hybrid or blended learning and hybrid blended doctoral programs. Right now, we don't know of any other studies that are looking at robotic telepresence in education and higher education context. Many papers that are out there are so focused on the technology and the technical affordances. They're not looking at the learning and the educational opportunities. That's what we're trying to explore here. And I think we're one of the first that are looking at these technologies in an educational context and asking what impact are they having on the quality of student learning and engagement.
Overall, the faculty and student response to using the robots in class has been positive, but there's still more to learn.
Those of us on campus, we felt our colleagues were physically present. And for the online students, they felt that they were in this class. We had several students tweet out, "Best class ever," or breaking new ground in educational technology, trying new things in EPET. And that's really terrific because we're supposed to be about pushing the boundaries of educational technology. And here we really are breaking new ground, and the students love that.
No, I love being a part of something that can discover what the pluses and minuses are to us. You're missing out on some pieces in terms of the communication, but you're definitely getting something out of it that you wouldn't normally or otherwise, and being a part of that building.
And it's exciting to be part of a course that's really trying out new things. We're learning a lot from it, and I think that by the end of the semester, anything that goes after this course will move the technology forward.
This might be somewhat the wave of the future as on-campus students get smaller or stay small and online programs grow. We might find that this is the new norm.